Hello, welcome to the Irish Independence League of Ireland review. My name's Seán O'Connor. I'm joined tonight by Dan McDonnell. As you can see, Stadium is finished. Shamrock Rovers 2, Shelbourne 0. A massive result for Stephen Bradley's men. I'm just back from Drogheda's FAI Cup semi-final win, and we'll come to that. But Dan, I'll start with yourself. A massive win for Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I suppose, look, all week it's been the scenario people have spoken about. Can Rovers move within 2 points with 3 games to go? And here they are. I suppose in this season, it's like points on the board. When you see the points on the board, you believe it. And now they have them. And yeah, chance about 5 in a row tonight from the crowd. I don't think you've heard too many of them in the last couple of weeks. And I think start of the season, there was obviously that feeling since it might still be a coronation year for them. So, look, it's still not in their hands. But the nature of this season, you would think the last 3 games, Drogheda away, Dundalk away, Waterford at home. I mean, obviously they're going to be favourites for all the games. They actually have a bad record away to Drogheda and Dundalk, and they have lost to Waterford at home this year. But still, it's a hell of a situation to be in for a team that's lost 9 times this year. Yeah, and as Stephen Bradley said beforehand, they've been way off it by their own standards. They can still win it.
Shamrock Rovers moving to 2 points within Shelbourne with 3 games to go, and of course Derry City still have those 2 games in hand, and so it's set up for a massive few weeks. But just looking briefly at tonight, a golden assist for Niamh Bhrúja. RT named him man of the match.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a few contenders for it. I think for Bhrúja it's sweet because he sent off on Thursday, and that was obviously, I'd imagine for him, I think Europe is very big for his career. So I'd imagine that's a bad night for him on Thursday night, even though I suppose the team dug him out a bit, which probably made it a bit better. But yeah, I mean, you have to look at the situation now for Rovers. They've probably, from losing 3-0 to Pats in that game you're at, everything has gone right for them since then. I think from Shells, look, I think you look at the team sheets today, to be fair. I don't think, if we're looking back at the end of the season and Shells haven't won this league, I don't think you're looking at this game going, well, this is the one that got away. It's a lot of the other points that they've dropped to leave them in this situation. They had 6 teenagers on the bench. This is even Matty Smith being absent, that costly sort of injury time on Monday. Paddy Barrett suspended. You looked at the teams at the start of the game. Rovers were heavily odds on to win this game, and it made sense. Shells, if it doesn't happen for them, I mean, it's what, 1 win in 10, and it'd probably be the other 8 games where they've dropped points are more likely to be on the list than this one. Harry Wood did have a chance off the bench. They had a snapshot. They possibly didn't play that badly at times in the circumstances relative to their personnel. Good spell, probably half time. Start of the second half, Rovers switched off for a bit. But no, overall, Shells, it's the points they've dropped elsewhere. They do have a 2-week break, and they've got Drogheda and Waterford at home. So Waterford and Drogheda in that order. It's still there for them if they win all the remaining games, but obviously it's the psychological blows. Maybe the break now will be no harm for them.
No harm for them. That's a good point, actually. I saw you saying during the game, the Shamrock Rovers fans, some of them were singing to the Shells fans, "Can you feel it slip away?" And the games are running out for them. But as you said, that 2-week break maybe comes a good time for them and bring a few bodies back they've been missing as well.
Yeah, it should. I mean, and as we look at Derry City, is the other player in the equation here, the other serious one. I think obviously Galway, you would imagine after Friday, and that's the end of their hopes. And Pat's probably just too far back, you would think. Derry City are the other one. I know we're going to talk about the cup stuff now. The bad thing is, if Derry brought their FAI Cup performances to the league, you'd be talking about them big time, because I mean, if you look at the cup, they've comfortably beaten Pats, comfortably beaten Shells, and won very well in Bows on Friday. So they play Bows and Sligo Rovers back to back now. During the international break, it's unusual, and 4 points from those games put them top. 6 points obviously gives them a better lead at the top. Albeit Shells will know if they win their last 3, that'll be enough. But Derry are in a terrific position now. The only weird thing about Friday is Galway dropping points late, and more to the point, Derry City winning. It's given Sligo Rovers real hope of 4th place being enough for Europe. So Bows are looking over their shoulders at Drogheda. So every team has something to play for. So. But I guess, Derry are probably happy enough with how things have gone, although would they have preferred a draw in this game even? You could possibly say that.
Derry obviously looking forward to their FAI Cup final. Drogheda beat Wexford today to set up the clash in November. And Dan, just to get your thoughts on it briefly, but I
No,
thought
we want your thoughts. You were there. So, I mean, you tell us
Drogheda
what happened.
were, I'll tell you what happened. Drogheda, they were absolutely just second best for the whole first half. Like, talking to a few people around me, a few fans, they were like, we haven't seen them play this poorly in a long time. Speaking to Kevin Doherty after, there'll be a piece up later on tonight on the Irish Independence website. He was deeply unhappy with their first half performance. Obviously, Wexford taking the lead, Aaron Dobbs, and they were full value for it, and kind of before Drogheda got their leveler, you're kind of thinking, okay, is this match report going the way of like the Wexford would have been the first division team to make the FAI Cup final, I think, since Shells in 2011, I think. So we're kind of looking, is that the way the report was going? And then they get the leveler. Douglas James Taylor as well gets a goal as well, 2-1 up, and you're kind of thinking, okay, Reeves Park's bouncing. 120 seconds later, Wexford come back, and I think it went, Aaron Dobbs with a second, it went in off his backside, I think, kind of bundled it over the line, and it's looking like extra time, and then Adam Foley comes up with his second of the game, 92nd minute, and like, I've seen some the roof comes off some stadiums, but geez, the atmosphere there was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So that's their first cup final since 2013, and there's still a lot to play for with the playoff situation, and they're putting the pressure on Bows. But it was a magic day for Drogheda and their fans as well. The few pitch invasions and a massive pitch invasion at full time. It was a great day for Drogheda, but Wexford be proud of a really good performance.
Yeah, no, I think for Drogheda, I mean, it's probably an awkward one for them that they look. I think probably people had probably started talking about tickets and sort of the people that sort of morally sort of put them there, or not mentally put them there. I'm not saying that happened within the Drogheda camp, but people around them were probably talking that way. And Wexford had nothing to lose, and I saw most of that game, didn't see all of it. And yeah, I mean, like, Wexford are on a good run, but I think Drogheda, that scenario, it's just a model for a team to botch it, and I think they didn't. So once, I'd say almost the details of the game are sort of irrelevant now, and they can press on. And I suppose weirdly, like, Drogheda, their run into the end of the season, they play Rovers and they play Shells, so they have an attempt to get out of the bottom two, to get out of the playoffs, so they can really enjoy the cup final, and that could also have implications for the title race. So everything is nicely interlinked.
I know a cup final is a massive occasion, but Dan, you were there a week or two ago. Drogheda beaten Derry 2-1. Like that, they'll have no fear going into that game in November.
They won't. No, they won't. They'll definitely have no reason to fear it. Although, again, they'd probably like to have their league situation secure, you'd imagine, at that point.
Lovely stuff, Dan. Thanks very much. You can keep an eye out for all the latest League of Ireland follow-up and reports across the week with the Irish Independent.